Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Gaurav. I am a teacher by profession, and in this video I'll be explaining force and laws of motion. Alright, so let's start. Before starting this video, let's see and imagine some common observation in our daily life. So here two situations are given. In the first situation, two persons are pulling a rope towards themselves. In second, a person is driving a car and he suddenly applies brakes and is pushed in the forward direction. So in both these situations, you experience something called as force. So you experience something which is called as force. Alright. So as per 8th standard, you studied that force is merely a push or a pull. Force is merely a push or a pull. But in this ninth class, you already know about the terms called state of a body. State of a body that can be motion or rest. Alright. So here we define force as a push or pull which tries to change or changes the state of rest or uniform motion of a body. So to define force, we write it is a push or pull which tries to change or changes the state of rest or uniform motion of a body. Alright, so we will discuss some effects of the force, what a force can do. Alright, so we will now discuss some effects of force. So when a force acts on a body, it can when a force acts on a body, it can first change the speed of an object. When I say change, it means it can both increase and decrease the speed of object, right? So no need to write them separately. It can change its shape. It can change its shape. So force can change the shape of an object. Third, it can change the direction of motion of an object. It can change the direction of motion. All right. So before moving further, let's see an experiment by Galileo. So in his experiment, what Galileo did, he tried to understand how does force produces motion in a body. All right. So he set up some experiment. So the first experiment was like this, and a person had to take an object from lower height to upper height. नीचे से ऊपर आपको ऑब्जेक्ट लेके जाना है. In the second one, the object is placed at this height and it has to be taken down. All right. And the third one was a smooth surface with no friction, and the object has to be displaced on it. All right. So in the first case, more force was to be used. More force was used as the object was to be taken from lower height to the higher height, and there was less speed. In the second case, the speed of the stone or object, that was very high because this is an inclined plane. Okay. And on the third one, the object once displaced will not stop because the surface is very smooth. So what was this? Galileo concluded that if unbalanced forces don't act on a body, if unbalanced forces don't act on a body, then the body either remain at rest or it moves in uniform motion. All right. So for further conclusion, what he did in his next setup, he took a hemisphere. He took a hemisphere like this and he placed an object over here and he noticed the motion of an object. The object goes to the other extreme position and then it again retraces its path. Clear? So in each of these, some energy was lost at the extreme positions, and at last the object finally becomes in the middle position or mean position. In another setup, on an parabolic inclined path, he left some objects to travel and he find out that all objects at the end were traveling with same velocity. All objects at the end of the path where it was flat were traveling with same velocity. So he concluded if a body is at rest and no unbalanced forces act on it, it remains at rest. And if a body is moving and no unbalanced forces act on it, it will continue to move at a uniform speed in a fixed direction. Alright, so this was the Galileo's experiment. Now we have been talking about these balanced and unbalanced forces continuously. What are these balanced and unbalanced forces? So let's discuss about balanced and unbalanced forces. Balanced and unbalanced forces. बैलेंस फोर्सेस क्या होता है बेटा? सी, ये एक बैलेंस है मेरे पास. If 50 kg is placed here, 50 kg is placed here, there is no net movement. Clear? If an object is being displaced in opposite direction by two objects of same strength or two persons of same strength, by a force of 50 Newton from each side, it will show no movement or no motion. Clear? Another thing you can do is you can have a toy car. आप अपने घर में एक टॉय कार ले सकते हो and with two fingers of your hand you can try to push it in opposite direction. Alright, so the toy will not move. Alright, so in this case, when the force is applied, there is no change in speed or state of an object. So in these cases, when force is applied, there is no change in speed or state of an object. Hence the forces, they are called as balanced forces. Now in case of unbalanced forces, suppose this is a balance and now here an object is placed for 50 kg. Earlier the object placed was 50 kg, but suppose now if I put an object of 100 kg, then the balance would turn downwards towards 100 kg. So there is some net movement in the balance. Alright, so unbalanced forces, they are not equal in magnitude and there is some net force which causes the motion in an object. Clear? So unbalanced forces, they are not equal in magnitude and there is some net force which causes the change in state or which causes in motion of an object. All right, so this was all about unbalanced forces. All right, there are some other forces, some basic forces that we will discuss further in the coming chapters also. Here I introduce you to some basic forces. Clear? All right, for example, weight. This is a force. Weight is due to the force of gravity. All right, we will study it in deep in the chapter called gravity. All right, there is a tension force that occurs in a string. Okay, this is a string attached with an object. This object has some weight, and to counter this weight there is some force in this string. ठीक है, इस तार के अंदर कुछ force होगी, that is called as tension force. All right, when both of these forces are in balance, then the string will remain attached to its main body. All right, there is a force called as normal reaction. आप सबने सुना होगा कि अर्थ अट्रैक्ट्स एवरी बॉडी टूवर्ड्स इट्स सेंटर, तो हम लोग उसके सेंटर के अंदर क्यों नहीं घुस जाते हैं जाके? बिकॉज देयर इज दिस नॉर्मल रिएक्शन which acts on an object perpendicular to the surface. All right, so gravity acts downwards towards the center. This is gravity, and to counterbalance gravity, the surface applies a force which is perpendicular on a body, that is called as normal reaction. All right, so these were some basic forces. Now let's start with Newton's first law of motion. All right, starting off with Newton's first law. Newton's first law of motion. All right, so Newton, what does Newton first law says? It says a body at rest or in uniform motion will continue its state until an external unbalanced force acts on it. External unbalanced force acts on it. All right, so this is Newton's first law. All right, so while discussing Newton's first law, we will also discuss about inertia. Okay, what is inertia? See, each and every body has a tendency to resist its change in state of rest or in its motion. So this inability of body to change its state by itself, is called inertia. Clear? And inertia is directly proportional to mass. डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल टू मास का मतलब क्या होता है बेटा? पहले डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल का मतलब समझो. सपोज आई एम राइटिंग हियर 2 मल्टीप्लाइड बाई 3. सो दिस इज, आई एम सेइंग दिस इज डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल टू 6. क्लियर? तो आंसर यहाँ पर कितना है? 6. सपोज आई मल्टीप्लाई 2 ऑल्सो हियर, 2 मल्टीप्लाइड बाई 3 मल्टीप्लाइड बाई 2. ऑलराइट, नाउ द नेक्स्ट नंबर जो यहाँ पर आएगा that should be greater than 6. It means if I am increasing this value on the left side, the value on the right side also increasing, and it becomes 12. So this is directly proportional. I hope this is clear. So जैसे जैसे मास ऑब्जेक्ट का बढ़ता जाएगा उसका इनर्शिया भी बढ़ता जाएगा, यानी उसकी टेंडेंसी टू रेजिस्ट द चेंज दैट विल ऑल्सो इंक्रीज. एक एग्जाम्पल ले सकते हो आप. कंसीडर मूविंग अ टॉय ट्रक एंड एन एक्चुअल ट्रक. दोनों को धक्का देके देखो. द टॉय ट्रक विल फॉल एट अ मीटर्स डिस्टेंस इफ यू पुश इट, एंड द एक्चुअल ट्रक will not move an inch if you try to push it. All right, so this is why the Newton's first law is also called as law of inertia. Clear? Now this inertia, this is of 3 types. Inertia, this is of 3 types. Inertia of rest, inertia of rest, inertia of motion, and inertia of direction. All right, inertia of direction. सी व्हाट इज़ इनर्शिया ऑफ रेस्ट. एक एग्जांपल लेके दिखाते हैं आपको. दिस इज़ अ ग्लास, ठीक है, इट्स फिल्ड विद वाटर और मे बी यू कैन कीप इट एम्प्टी. इसके ऊपर रखा है एक पेपर और उसके ऊपर हमने रखा है एक कॉइन. इफ़ यू फ्लिक द पेपर, if you flick the paper, the coin wants to continue its state of rest and it's dropped down into the glass tumbler. जो कॉइन है अपनी उसी स्टेट को कंटिन्यू करना चाहेगा. द स्टेट इज रेस्ट, ठीक है, द स्टेट इज रेस्ट, द पेपर इज फ्लिक्ड एंड द कॉइन वांट्स टू कंटिन्यू इट्स स्टेट. So it does not move away with the paper, so it falls into the tumbler. Okay, you can do this experiment at your home. So this is inertia of rest. Now we'll discuss inertia of motion that we have discussed in the first image when I started this video. When a driver suddenly applies brakes, you tend to fall in the forward direction because your body wants to continue the state of motion, and your lower body, it comes at rest with the vehicle applying brakes, and the upper body, it tries to continue its state of motion and you tend to fall forward. You can consider one more example. A person while deboarding a moving bus, while deboarding a रनिंग बस, चलती बस से जो लोग उतरते हैं, दे टेंड टू फॉल फॉरवर्ड, वो एकदम से आगे गिरते हैं, अपने आप भागना शुरू कर देते हैं. वाई इज दिस सो? बिकॉज दे वॉन्ट टू कंटिन्यू देयर स्टेट ऑफ मोशन विच इज़ एक्चुअली रिलेटेड टू द मोशन ऑफ बस. ऑल राइट, देयर इज दिस इनर्शिया ऑफ डायरेक्शन, ठीक है. व्हेन a person tends to fall in opposite direction when a bus driver takes sharp turn, ठीक है, वो राइट की तरफ टर्न करेगा एकदम से, you tend to fall in your left direction because you want to continue the body wants to continue its original direction. All right, the next topic that we are discussing here is momentum. The next topic that we will discuss in this video is momentum. Denote it with P. This is a vector quantity, of course. Momentum, it is defined as the product of mass and velocity. Momentum, this is defined as a product of mass and velocity. All right, so this is momentum. Since velocity is a vector quantity, momentum is also a vector quantity. Its unit is kg meter per second. All right, now what is the significance of this momentum? इसका significance क्या है, ठीक है. To find out the significance, let's perform an experiment. आपने एक हाइट पर दो चीज़ों को रखा. You kept a paper and you kept a ball. Clear? आपने एक पेपर को रखा और एक बॉल को रखा and you kicked them from a height, ठीक है. You kicked them from a height, उनको ऊपर से नीचे गिरा दिया, and the velocity of both the objects is same when they fall down. I repeat, the velocity of both the objects is same when they are falling down, provided no air resistance, ठीक है, एयर का कोई रेजिस्टेंस ना हो. अगर सपोज यू आर कंडक्टिंग दिस एक्सपेरिमेंट इन वैक्यूम, ठीक है, तो वहाँ पर कोई एयर नहीं है, सिंपल ग्रेविटी एक्ट करेगी, तो पेपर और बॉल दोनों की स्पीड सेम होगी, बट द मोमेंटम विल बी डिफरेंट. वाई? सी, इट इज़ ईजियर टू कैच अ पेपर, ठीक है, एंड देन अ बॉल. तो पेपर को कैच करना आसान क्यों होगा? बिकॉज उसमें इफेक्ट कम आएगा आपके हाथ के ऊपर, बिकॉज द मास ऑफ पेपर इज़ very less, mass is less, while the mass of ball is higher, and since it depends upon both the quantities, so less effect or the paper would be easier to catch. Now let's move on to Newton's second law of motion. We are moving on to Newton's second law. The Newton's second law, it states that a rate of change of momentum is directly proportional to applied unbalanced force. Alright, so suppose I have this object, mass is m, I applied some force on this, clear. The object moves after time t to this position. Now its mass is same, but its velocity becomes v, and its initial velocity was u. Alright, so what would be the initial momentum? Pi, that would be mass into initial velocity, that is u. And what would be the final momentum? Pf, that would be mass into final velocity v. So according to Newton's second law, the rate of change of momentum, what do you mean by change in momentum? Change in momentum is final momentum minus initial momentum, and when we say rate, then it means we are calculating it with respect of time. Alright, so this is rate of change of momentum, and this is directly proportional to the external force applied. Alright, so this is the law. Now what is the value of Pf? Pf is mv minus mu divided by t. So this equation becomes force is directly proportional to m common liya, v minus u divided by t. Clear? So now F is directly proportional to m into this v minus u divided by t. We can relate this expression to the first equation of motion. First equation of motion क्या कहता है? V is equal to u plus at. So v minus u is equal to at, and a is equal to v minus u divided by t. So we can replace this equation with acceleration. So after we remove the sign of proportionality, we come out with a constant, that is k, mass into acceleration. Alright, so this value of k is experimentally found out to be 1, and the formula for force becomes mass into acceleration. Alright, so this is the formula to calculate force. Alright, now this force, this is a vector quantity. Since acceleration is a vector quantity, what will be its unit? Its unit will be kg meter per second square or Newton. Clear? Now if someone asks you to define 1 Newton, okay, how would you define 1 Newton? कि 1 Newton force कितना होता है? So I will put all the values equal to 1 in the formula. So 1 Newton is equal to 1 kg multiplied by 1 meter per second square. How would I define this equation? So I would define it that force applied, or if I say if force applied on an object of mass 1 kg produces an acceleration of 1 meter per second square, then it is called, or it is said to be 1 Newton. तब हम उस फोर्स को कितना बोलेंगे? We'll call it as 1 Newton. Alright, so we can also deduce Newton's first law from Newton's second law, right? This is deduction of Newton's first law using second law. So what does the first law states? ठीक है, वो कहता है कि एक्सटर्नल फोर्स अगर एक्ट नहीं करेगी then the body will remain its in original state, right? So if external force F is equal to 0, अगर मैं f को 0 पुट कर दूँ, देन इन द फॉर्मूला f इज इक्वल टू मास इनटू एक्सेलरेशन. So if f is equal to 0, product of two things is 0, it means one of them has to be 0. दो चीज़ों की अगर मल्टीप्लाई का आंसर 0 है, इसका मतलब उनमें से एक 0 आना चाहिए. मास कैन नेवर बी 0. मास कैन नेवर बी 0. मास किसी भी ऑब्जेक्ट का कभी 0 नहीं हो सकता. इट मीन्स एक्सेलरेशन इज इक्वल टू 0. एंड एक्सेलरेशन का फॉर्मूला हमने क्या देखा था, v माइनस यू डिवाइडेड बाई टी इज इक्वल टू 0. टी को उधर मल्टीप्लाई करो, v माइनस यू इज इक्वल टू 0, इट मीन्स v इज इक्वल टू यू. सो द फाइनल वेलोसिटी विल ऑलवेज बी इक्वल टू इनिशियल वेलोसिटी इफ एक्सटर्नल फोर्स इज इक्वल टू 0. सपोज करो इनिशियल वेलोसिटी अगर 2 मीटर पर सेकेंड है और कोई फोर्स नहीं लग रहा उस ऑब्जेक्ट के ऊपर, कोई एक्सटर्नल अनबैलेंस फोर्स नहीं है, तो उसकी फाइनल वेलोसिटी भी 2 मीटर पर सेकेंड ही रहेगी. इट मीन्स द ऑब्जेक्ट विल ट्रेवल विद अ यूनिफॉर्म वेलोसिटी ऑफ 2 मीटर पर सेकेंड. And if the initial velocity is 0, it means the object is at rest, then final velocity will also be equal to 0. तो वो बाद में भी वो रेस्ट पर ही रहेगा. So this is deduction of Newton's first law using Newton's second law, that if external force is equal to 0, then any object would like to continue its original state of rest or of